Welcome, friends and family, to the Local Acts Only podcast. We are here with Bella and André. Thank you guys for being here.
Yes, hello.
We're very excited about this one.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Joe, do you want to kick it off, or do you want me to start hammering on in?
No, yeah, sure. So, just blanket statement. Tell us about your guys' project and what kind of music you're making.
It's really her
And what's the
thing.
name? What's the name of the project, if there is one?
She's the one.
Montie Music. That is my current stage name. So I've always wanted to be a singer, and ever since I was little, I've wanted to be a singer. So I grew up doing that, and I wanted to put it into action because, you know, not a lot of people follow that dream when they grow up, and I wanted to do that. So we used to be in a band. We broke up.
Not us.
The band.
The band broke up.
This would be an awkward podcast.
Yeah. And so I wanted to do something for myself finally. So I finally went out there and did it. And it took me forever to come up with a stage name.
You're really dumbing this down. You dropped out of college.
I did drop out of college, but
Pursue
we're
this.
not there yet.
Yeah,
Nice.
dropping out of college.
We're not
we
there
got time to
yet.
go through it all.
Yeah, so I came up with Bella Montie Music because it's not Bella Scheider, because who the fuck wants Bella Scheider? But,
Sounds like Schechter.
oh, Bella Schechter. That's
Sounds like a porn star.
that does sound like that. But, so, yeah, here we are. I have my social media out, and I have the best partner for that.
Hi.
He is my
Hi.
producer slash playmate in the in the
Playmate?
least
This is like
in the
PG
least
PG-13.
weird sense.
Bandmate.
He plays guitar and helps me out with things a lot. And he is here.
Yeah.
And his name's André.
Hi.
And he's my boyfriend.
I'm her boyfriend.
Beep. Beep. Oh.
Where's the we should have to start taking shots. That's got to be a rule from now on. We can't do that anymore.
If we did that on the first episode, I would not have been
man.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the first episode.
You know
was
what? That's a
brutal.
fun game you guys can play. Go back to the first episode, and every time there's a bleep, take a shot.
I
See
made
how that works
No, we
out
can't
for
say
you.
those words because he literally bleeps them out.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I literally made the most boring introduction of my project.
I don't
No,
think it was
I don't think it was
boring.
boring.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's a project. Like, it's my life now.
It's your goal.
Mm,
It's literally my life now. And
that's how I feel.
saying project is dumbing it down a shit ton.
Dumbingit.com.
Yeah.
Like making it
dumbing
like it's just this one little thing when it's everything.
Yeah, it's literally everything. Like he said, I dropped out of college. I was just going to take a gap year. I mean, my parents were mostly okay with it because, you know, I took advantage of COVID and I was like, I don't want to go back to college because COVID. But it was really because I wanted to do this for myself. And I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, have a plan B, have a safety net. And I'm like, all right, so long story here. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But I was in college. I went for communications and media studies because in high school I studied film. And I was like, okay, like, I'll do this. It's generic, like, because there are subcategories like film, journalism, photography, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'll just stick to the communications umbrella for now in case, like, later down the line I'm like, you know, this is what I want to do. And so, I was doing that. I wound up in an audio production class because it was an elective that I chose to take, and obviously I'm really passionate about audio and music and all that jazz. And I did a project, and we had to interview anyone, and my partner, she found the person to interview. He was very passionate about, like, poetry and writing and film. And then at the end, he was like, all right, so what do you guys do? What's your major? The most basic question in college, like, what's your major? Where did you come from? Why are you here? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I'm a communication studies major, but I'm switching to biology, but I want to be a singer. And he's like, why are you here? I was like, Well, singing is my plan A, but my parents wanted me to have a plan B, so that's why I'm here. And he's like, but don't you think your plan B is taking away from your plan A? And I was like, yeah, like, that's what I thought in my head, but everyone I told was like, yeah, but you need to have your plan B. But, you know, it really took someone that I hadn't met at all. It took someone that I haven't met at all to tell me that, to really understand, like, I shouldn't be here right now. Like, if I stay here, then I'm not going to be able to chase my dream. Like, to do this, you have to have a certain amount of desperation, a certain amount of overtime kill. Like, I can't spend all of my hours studying to be something that I don't want to be. I should be putting all my time into doing this. And if, you know, it doesn't work out, like, go back to whatever the frig I was doing. So...
Sorry about the laugh. We just made eye contact, and you said if
we had a mutual understanding.
Ooh, eye contact.
it was about Plan B. But like,
Damn it, Jack.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
So, I guess, following up with that, what artists influenced you to be a musician?
Oh,
here we go.
Shit. Fuck, dude, we're getting into it.
Okay, so I'm having a dilemma right now in my head because I never really thought about this.
You got so excited for it, and then like,
There's a lot of artists that you listen to, but you got to really narrow it
No,
down
because
to
the
what
thing is that I started listening to them at a very similar time in my life because it was my freshman year of high school. I was like really fucking lost. I had no sense of identity for myself. So, I mean, I got introduced into a lot of new artists, and two of those artists were 21 Pilots and Halsey. So, Halsey.
I fucking love her.
Jack's a big fan.
I'm a big fan.
Okay, so I started listening to her album because my brother Kyle showed me her song Colors. And that song makes me cry to this day. It's my favorite song, but it's weird because whenever a friend puts it on, I shut it off because it makes me cry. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is my favorite song. But anyway, so I started listening to her album Badlands, which had come up like a month before or something when I started listening to it. And I was like, shit, man, this album is crazy. And I just related to every song, like, most of the lyrics. I mean, I was 14 years old. Like, I didn't relate to every lyric at the time. As I growed up, though, all the lyrics and all the meanings in the album really, like, I grew into them, too. So I feel like I followed in the footsteps of Halsey, whose real name is Ashley Frangipani, and she is actually from Jersey.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should get her on. She's a local musician.
I mean, shit.
She is not a local musician anymore, but
She was.
you know,
Halsey,
yeah.
Everyone's a
if you're
local
listening to this.
No, I fucking love her, man. Like, she has no idea. Like, she has a lot of friends that reach out to her and stuff, and you know, of course, I'm not one of those super fans that she has reached out to. I mean, I've texted her a bunch of times, and surprisingly, he has too. You wanna?
Just give it a shot.
Yeah. He actually told me like a year after he messaged her, and I
tried
started
to get her to come over to
crying.
our house. Thought that'd be a
Just
cool
chill.
surprise.
Play Smash.
Yeah, but I fucking love that girl. She's so powerful. I relate to her so much, especially like in mental illness too. Like, she's openly like bipolar. I don't have bipolar. I have borderline. But they have a lot of similar qualities, and that also makes the lyrics more relatable. But then she came out with Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, and her music evolved into more poppy stuff because Badlands was based in alternative. More electronic music. Kinda. Not very electronic, but whatever. She doesn't like to be defined in a genre, and that's kind of my philosophy with music too, I guess. But she grew into HFK, and I say grow into it because they're like, what the fuck yes. Eras of music. And every album is a different step of her life, I feel like. And she grew up so much between Badlands and HFK, and I felt that transition too, because from my freshman year to my sophomore year, and then there was a huge jump to my junior year of high school, and I felt I transitioned with her album, and I became the person who I felt confident in, the person who I wanted to be, and I just like, I don't know, this is becoming more of a personal journey than a music journey, but I mean, it's kind of both to me.
Both the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your journey lined up with like the music.
Exactly.
That's why it's such a big influence on you.
Exactly. And people are like, Andre could laugh about this too, because I'm like, oh, I'm a Halsey super fan. I love her. And then the next
Someone else says that.
someone else is like, oh, I love Halsey's music too. I'm like,
No, you don't.
but you don't love her the way I love her.
Yeah, I'm rethinking me saying that I love her now.
No. I'm not really that
I'm like,
serious
oh,
about
wait.
it now. I'm like, because I'm like, it's not fair to the artist too, you know? It's not fair to the fandom. I'm like, because I love Halsey fans. Like, we're all a community on Twitter, especially. Like, I follow Halsey fans follow me, like all the super accounts and shiz. I'm saying this because I don't know, you didn't discuss cursing.
Oh, no, go for it.
Oh,
Yeah, no, fuck it.
Yeah.
and shit.
Say that shit, son.
So,
More about you, not Halsey.
anyway, I feel like the same, like, journey as her, and all I could ever hope for is to work just as hard as she did to get where she got, and I could get to the same place that she got, you know, like, we're both small town girls from Jersey.
You can go further.
And
The first steps right here.
yeah, she
in this
is
attic.
my biggest influence. Smaller, like, musical influences now that I'm actually writing my own music, which has been very tricky for me. I spend a lot of time to get my music perfect, to make it something that I feel, something that I like. If I make the music, I have a hard time getting, like, okay, so a big thing in music is rhyme. Like, I've been reading songwriting books and stuff. There's 3 different types of rhymes. I'm not going to list them now because I don't want to stutter. But the big thing is if you try to make your lyrics rhyme, the less meaningful they get to you. I feel like if I'm writing where a poetry style, like where nothing rhymes, I feel it the most, but then it's just a shit song. So I usually just, I've been getting better at it, I think. I've been getting better. I just wrote a song yesterday. The hardest thing I have is that artists say, oh, like I think of something, and then I write a song in 15 minutes. And I'm like, that's cool for you. But you know,
You can do that.
yeah, I've written songs down in my like lyrics down in my phone, and I'll get like 2 lyrics done, and then I'm like, okay, where the fuck do I want to go with this now? And then, like, I've had shit in my phone that I've had in there for, like, a year and a half now that, like, I have no idea what I want to do with it, or I'm not happy with it. I don't like the direction it's going. And so, like, other artists are like, if I can't finish it in one sitting, it's shit. And I'm like, okay,
If
like...
I can't finish it in 10, then I'll come back to it in a couple months.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't do that because I never finish everything in one sitting. Except for yesterday, I wrote a song in one sitting. Woo!
That's the
That's how
one.
you're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am getting there. I heard a quote from Sia. She was like, she wrote a song in 15 minutes, and someone was like, how do you do that or something? And she's like, it took me 15 years to write a song in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And that's what keeps me going, you know. It makes me feel better about myself, you know. Like, if you feel like a shitty songwriter now, like, just keep practicing, just keep writing. Like everyone does things differently. Like, you could sit in a car and just wait for it to come to you, or you could just go about your life and wait for it to come to you and just write shit down, you know? But, yeah, I'd say, like, I have a different method of songwriting. Like, shit doesn't always come to me when I'm having a mental breakdown, you know? Sometimes I just, like, I blabber shit out instead of putting it into song a lot. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, I'm gonna write a song now. And I think about my past struggles, and that helps me do that.
Someone's dropping quarters.
And then the other day, I also started writing a song. I was looking into the mirror, and I just was like, da 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 da. That's not how the song goes, but you get the gist.
It comes to you.
Yeah, exactly. It just came to me, and I was just looking at my face in the mirror. I'm like, okay, this is what you got to do to write a song. You just sit in the mirror and you look at yourself, and bam, it'll come to you. It's like in Disney, you look at the magical water, and then you start singing. Yeah, sorry.
So
Just get lost in his eyes and the audio.
So Andre, what about you, man? What guy? I see you're wearing an August Burns Red shirt.
Oh man, my guys, they're my guys, man.
Andre's
Ironically, not my favorite band, but I have the most merch from them just because I really like them as like people. It's like they're just really good dudes. But it's funny compared to what like we're playing together. I don't listen to anything similar at all. So
That was something that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And like the kind of band that you guys were in together.
again, not at all close to this. She was screaming in a couple songs.
I was,
Oh, yeah.
I did scream, like, screaming in
Yeah.
our last band. Like, we did, like, one original where I was screaming. It was scary.
You should do
I
some
can't imagine
acoustic-
doing that anymore.
Stripped down version of
a
that.
stripped down acoustic screaming
Yeah.
version.
Not to
song.
put down our old originals, but they sucked.
I
They
think
needed
all
work.
musicians.
We're a high school band, man. We weren't prodigies, still not. But they were okay. But I wouldn't play them now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
feel
know.
that. And yeah, so you were saying.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of heavier music. My favorite band of all time is going to be like Killswitch Engage. Similar bands to that, a lot of heavy breakdown, screaming, drop tune stuff. Like growing up, it's like my mom would always listen to like Metallica and Judas Priest. My dad would be like more punk bands like Bad Religion and Agent Orange and Dead Kennedys.
Oh, nice punk stuff.
Yeah, my brother is 12 years older than me, so it was he was the first musician of the family. Neither of my parents really played, but he would obviously listen to metal and stuff like that too. So growing up on all that types of music, like heavier stuff, really like got me to where I am today. But it really wasn't until high school where I kind of broadened a little bit, and still like now I was like, this is crazy. Some of the music I started finding like really getting me into metal that was like outside just the mainstream, like Metallica and stuff like that. But yeah, overall it's just like heavier music for the most part, and like that's really it. I mean, I named a couple bands like Killswitch Gage, August Burns Red, Monuments. It's like I hate to use the word, but like gent bands too. I listen to a lot of, but total opposite from anything that's going on here.
Yeah, I got off topic before, but I meant to say that most of the stuff that we're going to be playing, I guess, is inspired by some of my favorite artists, which are like B. Miller, Dua Lipa, a lot
Oh
of
my God, Jack!
That's how excited I am about future
Bugged out.
nostalgia.
Second
That's
Dua
all I
Lipa
got.
is mentioned.
mostly Halsey, and
You can ask him about my love for Dua Lipa. They told me
He-
they told me to turn it off the other day because I let it play so
Yeah,
many times
You
in a
played
row.
the
Like
same
an
song on
hour.
repeat like
No,
46
it was the
times.
same
What song
album.
was it?
The
It
whole
wasn't
album,
a song.
The whole
it was
album.
the album.
The new
Future
album.
Nostalgia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just over and over and over
What a
and over.
great album.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked it the first time,
It's
but
pumped
then
up.
it's just like, okay,
The
Jack.
replayability
All right,
is
you know
just
how roller
infinite.
skating was like a fad this summer? I got a pair of roller skates. I'm a fad girl.
Was roller skating a fad this summer?
You're not on
Yeah.
TikTok, Joe, are you?
Nah, I stay away from. all
No,
that.
so I played her entire album when me and my friend went in the rink roller skating. It was fun.
It's like modern day disco.
lights up.
And
Follow
funk
the
and like.
notes.
It's pretty fun. I like
Baby,
it.
keep it dancing like you ain't got
Do I look like a guy that likes that? No, but it's good.
So
No, I think you're more of a Katy Perry looking guy. I think.
Oh.
T Swift, dude.
Oh,
Yeah?
I heard Katy Perry was doing something for Pokemon.
for Pokemon,
Yeah. Man.
like
So-
writing music for it.
No,
Something, I don't know.
we're headline
Off
people.
topic.
You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of on topic.
Well,
I have my DS and my Pokemon Emerald down in my knapsack.
Please don't get me started on Pokemon. Don't get me started on
I want to
Pokemon.
get started on
Pokemon
Pokemon, but
podcast.
that's not what
No,
this
no,
podcast
no.
is
Next
about.
time.
No.
I don't
Next
want to
time.
have a reputation as being a nerd. I want to be a pop star. Pop stars aren't
Pop.
nerds.
A lot of big pop.
Yeah,
a lot of the biggest
a lot
pop
of them
stars are
are
nerds.
I'll just hide that for a second.
All right, we'll bleep all of your vocals out there.
So,
Or all your audio.
Andre, I wanted to ask, from as being a musician who normally plays like a lot of hardcore music and a lot of heavy stuff, how did that translate, or what was there any I guess difficulty moving over to the type of music you guys are
Oh,
doing
it's
now?
horrifyingly difficult. I have such a hard time writing music for this. It's like I come up with I think it's pretty good stuff, but you guys might disagree. I come up with, I think it's pretty decent stuff every once in a while, but it's definitely not flowing out of me like metal would, unfortunately. But it's also really good to do that as a musician, to like grow and expand like the types of music that you play. Like I 100% feel it makes me like a better musician to try and learn these new things, these new styles, and just totally get out of my comfort zone, like miles out of my comfort zone.
I don't know why, but that reminds me of that episode of Metalocalypse where they're like, he's like, "How do you play slow?" And I don't know. And then the Pickles like sees a drum kit that isn't his, and it only has a single kick, and he was like, "How do you play this thing?"
What do you do with this?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to kick his butt sometimes because I'm like, produce me something, like he went to school for 3 years for audio production. I'm so proud
I
of
have a
him.
degree in audio production.
He does have a degree in audio production. And I'm like, go on like friggin' Logic and Fruity Loops
FL Studio.
And
Hasn't
Fruity
been called
Loops
Fruity
up a
Loops in
track.
20 years.
and just make me something very pop. Just do it.
It's a
And
pretty
he's
broad
like,
statement.
It's
He's
gonna
like,
take a
"I
long
can't do
time.
this
it
shit."
takes a long time. Like I look at people online and stuff, like producers online, famous artists, and I watch them like make these beats and stuff. I was like, why can't I do that? It's like, why can't I come up with that stuff? It's just
mean-
not how my brain is wired.
You gotta start
but-
listening to it.
Exactly, which I do, thankfully, because of her, because she doesn't listen to anything I listen to, and over time it helps, but it's just like a slow process for me to just seriously transition and like actually hone in on making that type of music.
So quickly, we've talked about Bella, your music taste, and it's all like poppy kind of. How did
Actually, I have a very broad music taste.
how did you end up in the metal band Screaming?
That's a good question.
That is because I hated pop up until my sophomore year of high school. Okay, when I was little, I was very girly girl. I listened to everything on the radio. And then my emo phase came.
Oh yeah, it's not a phase, Mom.
All right,
it
I
lives
can't.
on.
I can't say it was a complete phase because I got hit with depression very hard, and so like I don't know, reaching out for help on the internet really brought the culture onto me because a lot of people who are depressed, not everyone, but they kind of dress in that like fashion, like they embrace the emo culture because literally emo stands for emotional.
Yeah.
But so I found myself growing when I was getting help for it and stuff, and I was getting better. I found myself being able to like, I don't know, it was hard for me forming my personality and my identity. It was very rocky for me. But music really like grew with me, like I said about Halsey before, and I was really serious. Like that's when I started getting back into pop because Halsey went from alternative to pop like between albums, and I was like, I really like this shit again. And so I started listening to more. Like, at that time, I still listened to bands like Crown the Empire and friggin'...
Around the Empire of Mice and Men.
Yeah. Of Mice and
That's not
Men,
emo.
Amity Affliction, that shit. And I jammed to
Stuff
it,
that
you
I
know?
listen to.
Yeah, like
Oh,
me
so
and
you-
him.
Listen
Well,
to
you also
post-hardcore
said that she doesn't
or
listen
metalcore.
to- Sorry.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
I spoke over you.
Huh? What?
You sorry. Lost my train of thought.
Speak, Jack.
You said that she doesn't listen to the stuff that you listen to.
Not anymore.
Okay.
She doesn't let me put on music when we're driving together.
I'm a
All her
passenger
stuff.
seat music controller.
But back then, so it all started late sophomore year, junior year of high school for me. We were in a band, me and my buddies. Her brother was the other guitar player. I was a guitar player. Metal band, doing covers and stuff. We didn't have a singer. And her brother speaks up and say, "Hey, my friend is a singer. I mean, she's a girl. Is that okay? I know we're doing metal stuff, but it's like, do you want to do like a female fronted thing?" And we were like, "Yeah, bring her in to do an audition and something." Not telling us who this person was, just her friend, his friend. Bella shows up in my drummer's basement and totally like blows us away, like singing Metallica and Green Day, and what else did we cover? Oh, like Fall Out Boy and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, My Chemical Romance.
Hell yeah.
And we were like, hell yeah, you're in. And it started to occur to me, I was the first person to figure it out, that it was like, wait, Kyle has a sister. I was like, isn't her name Bella? Like, well, I never met her. I never met his younger sister before. And then I confronted him at school one time. I was like, "Is that your sister?" And he's like, yeah. I was like, "Is that a problem?" I said, "No." Why didn't you just tell us? So that started that. And then she was our vocalist for the whole band, I guess, since from like first show to last show.
We'll get into the romance part.
The romance part. We're here about music. Yeah, that's also how we met. So yes, we were dating my vocalist, same band, and my guitar player / best friend sister. So three bad things, but it's worked out.
Yeah, that's usually a catastrophic recipe in a band
So
situation.
far, so good.
No bridges. Is that why the band broke up?
No, not at all. It's a
not
fully
at all.
mutual thing towards the end.
Should have said that.
Yeah.
Oh no, the whole thing was cool. Like, it was fun.
No, we
People want drama.
we have drama for the last show, but I don't want to call anybody out.
Oh wait, do the drama before we started dating.
Oh, what? That you left the band and then came back? No. What are you talking about? You talk about it.
I want you to say.
I don't know what you're talking about, though.
Never
Bella,
mind.
enlighten us. I'm curious.
It's more about our relationship, and I don't want to get off topic unless you guys are okay with it.
What do you?
All right, so
Jack just signaled to go for it.
he had
Give
been
me
liking me for a
Give me
while
the tea.
before we were a thing. He was liking me before I liked him.
Oh wait,
Crushes on each other.
is it the shit where I found out that you had a girlfriend?
Yeah,
And I was crushed.
yeah. His poor heart was crushed because I had a girlfriend. Nice sound effects,
This chair is like really loud.
He's
but
just sitting on a jump throne.
yeah, and he was like, "Oh, she's gay."
Yeah, I thought my chances were done for, but I took her to an August Burns Red show.
Yeah, how to win
Fixes
over
it.
a girl's heart
Yeah.
is to bring her to a concert
Oh my God, Jack.
and go see a movie with her when the rest of your band doesn't want to go.
Yeah, all of our like first dates were like forced because no one else in the band wanted to come, and it just ended us being us two.
Yeah. But yeah, that escalated. And then we broke up as a band. And then we're still here
Yeah, we're
making
still together,
music
trying to make
because,
music.
you know, I feel like we're more like instrumental, like musical people. Like the other people in our band, I feel like they branched off to do other stuff. Still music related. Like,
The drummer's like the main, I forget his actual position, but he's like the head music administrator for WSOU, for like the
Seton Hall.
okay, fine. Seton Hall, Seton Hall radio station. So he's still with music.
Yeah, my brother's doing tech stuff, but he's a really fucking good guitar player. Like, I want to see him go far with that. I really do. And then we don't talk about the other one.
Bad blood.
The other person.
Bella, earlier you mentioned wanting to not have any like restrictions musically when it comes to like genre or like other.
No genre. Do what you want.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
Confine yourself.
Did you have any interest with like experimenting with other odd like instruments or sounds or anything?
We have a gypsy jazz album planned.
Really?
No, not really.
Why are you getting my hopes up like that, dude?
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to focus more on the pop spectrum. My personal music taste is pop, alternative. I like rap. I like Black Bear, 21 Pilots, obviously Halsey. I like fucking Ariana Grande. It's all over the place. I don't like country. Famous words.
Everyone ever.
No, it friggin' sucks. All of my family adores country, and I'm like, my new job, country is playing 24/7.
Ooh.
But it's okay. I don't care. I mean, it's jazzy when I'm not actually caring about it. You know, like I'd never play it in the car. But anyway, that's the only thing I wouldn't want to play. The problem is, I feel like my voice is very rock. Like, my voice has, like, I don't know, like a gruffy gruff. A gruff.
A gruffy gruff.
I made that adjective up. Yeah, gruff.
A gruff.
Yeah.
It is a gruff.
I don't know. André, help me out.
Well, I mean, you say your voice is more rock, but I would love to be in like a band again.
Yeah, he wants me to sing again in a band with him. He said he was
so it
like,
doesn't have to be metal stuff. Here I am. I'm like trying to persuade her on
I don't want it to be like real fucking music. Like I know that sounds like
What
weird.
do you mean real music?
She wants more electronic stuff rather
Yeah,
than like
like
a full band. vibe,
production, like produce stuff.
Andre just needs to become an EDM producer already.
Yeah.
Not EDM, like not that much. Like
Jackie, you want to help me with
Like
that?
just making a song but with synthetic instruments.
Exactly.
Like through like a DAWs or something.
or even just playing the instrument and like altering it to make it sound less exactly like the instrument, you know?
Mm.
With maybe some electric guitar, just straight.
Some metal riffs.
Shred, man.
Not metal,
Shred, it's not
just
dead.
no. I don't know, homie. One of my friends was like, her name's Steph. She's also a musician, and she writes her own music, and she's going through the same process as me right now. I met her through Montclair, which is where I went to college, and she's like, yeah, like I don't think it's good to like throw away songs because it doesn't fit the genre that you want to play. She's like, I just write my songs and go with the flow and go with what I think sounds cool. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that though, because I'll make a fucking rock song if I just go with the flow, or I'll make a friggin' rap song, and like I don't want to be all over the place, you know. I have a certain image that I want for myself. I'm hard on myself.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, all musicians are, but do you not feel
I
at
want to
times...
hear the rap and the rock stuff though.
Do you not feel that sometimes, like, putting on those restrictions on yourself, of, like, to have a particular image, like, do you feel that like, hinders your ability to actually, like, make music itself?
I feel like it does to an extent. I personally, like I said before, have a lot of trouble writing music. Sometimes I find myself a lot of the times actually writing a song that already exists, and that's not just the problem for lyricists and vocalists. It's obviously everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Like he comes to me countless times. He's like, I love this riff. I'm like, that's a song that I used to play on guitar.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's like I also have a hard time making an image for myself because I'm just starting out. Like I hear of artists who like reinvent themselves, like they used to have like an old stage name before they came to where they are now, And, like, you could ask André. I spent way too much time thinking about a stage name. He's like, after, like, 2 months, he's like, you're thinking about it too much. I'm okay, like, fuck it, Montie then. Why the fuck not? And I actually have a backstory for that. I'm not going to go into it.
Do it.
No, please, no.
Why bring it up if you don't want to go into it?
You're
Good point.
You're teasing the
out.
listeners.
All right, I guess I'm
wanna know.
teasing the listeners. You could come back
It's like
and
an alter ego, Monty.
you could come back later for that.
Next time we'll tell that story.
May,
on
possibly.
Locals Only.
Oh yes. Fair.
Okay.
I'm gonna pee.
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's a frightening sentence.
I'm probably
Which-
gonna have family that listens to this, so that's why I'm not gonna bring that up.
Profile picture for the local acts only. It's like little tabs of acid.
What?
Yeah, but like no one noticed.
I
Wait,
didn't even
no.
notice
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
The local acts only profile picture.
Uh
It's like a bunch of little acid tabs if you look really closely.
huh. Wow.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's his podcast. Babies. Okay.
We. Yeah. In there.
I'm using that like every episode from now on.
Jack.
Loading.
Only
Brain
only
loading.
because
Where
me,
were we? What
me
were
and
we talking
Andre have
about?
been watching Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's
It's
slit.
on Netflix.
Really?
Let's talk about that champion Austin.
Oh no. On topic.
He's a really cool bartender from New York, New York.
Okay, so what were we just talking about?
I don't know.
We were just talking
Before the
about just
name.
general influence and stuff, for the most part.
Okay.
Give me questions. Juicy ones.
Juicy one.
Ones that I could suck on.
No.
All right. So, was there like I have written down here that like I thought that it's really cool that you guys are doing this together because you have a certain chemistry that like you and like someone else wouldn't, or you and someone else wouldn't, because you're not like dating and you don't have
Yeah,
this long
definitely.
history together.
Oh, 100%.
Do you think that that adds a lot to the music? Like,
Yes.
I thought that it probably would. And like, does it add a lot to the writing process of the music?
I'm kind of, like, it's hard sometimes and it's awesome sometimes. So
I'd have to agree there.
going into the awesome stuff, well, it's probably for different reasons.
Well, we'll see.
But going into the awesome stuff, it's great to feel comfortable, like just having my boyfriend be there and like me being able to yell at him.
That's part of the not great.
But like, I'm not serious about it. I mean, I am serious about it, but I'm like, don't take it to heart because I'm in love with you. But yeah, I mean, it's great because I trust him and I know what he's capable of.
It's like we're working on the same wavelength and have been for the
Yes.
past 5 years.
Yes,
And
exactly.
have been in a band and done music previously, so we know how each other work when it comes to like performing and writing and stuff, like almost to the point where like if we're live ever again, if that's ever going to be a thing, like we'll be able to look at each other and not like have to talk and we'll know like totally what to do and everything like that because of all the experience in the past.
Yeah, we've evolved together as people, but also as musicians, and we've just been together through all of it. I feel like, maybe not all of it, because you weren't there when I was 4 years old.
No, I'm sorry.
Shitty boyfriend.
No, man.
But it's also hard for me in a sense that it's not hard for him, because when my goal in writing lyrics is to get my fucking anger and frustration and my everything that I want in life just out there, and a lot of that is like things that he doesn't want to hear, like me wanting to experience more in my life, me like in like don't know, like a dilemma with myself and what I want in my life and what I want for my love life and what I want like intimately and the experiences that I want to have and stuff. And sometimes that always like it doesn't always involve him, you know? Like it a lot of times it's like it doesn't allow for him. And you know, that's not what I want. But you know, I write about it, you know, and it's hard like to sing that shit in front of him, you know, because I know that it hurts him. But you know, I before I went away, I recently went on like a whole month retreat. I call it a retreat because I quit my job for it too. And I just went away for a month in West Virginia because that's where my mom lives now. In the middle of nowhere, like literally in the middle of a mountain. With all like redneck type people up there, down there. And I was there working on myself. I had my iPad. I bought a shit ton of equipment just to go there, recording shit, a portable keyboard, my guitar, my ukulele, I got a bunch of chord like sheets, and I actually
It's a place to get away and write music.
yeah, basically
No distractions.
and work on myself too, like as a person, really get my head clear, you know, think about what I want in life. And you know, it's hard, like, because I'm always gonna struggle with my personality and identity, unfortunately. But you know, like it's good to take a deep breath and not like work myself to death and not like be surrounded by people. And unfortunately for the first 2 weeks I was down there, I was still surrounded by drama. But I wrote some. I read about writing. I tried recordings myself sometimes. And what was I getting at? What was I getting at? No, I was
Just writing, recording in Virginia.
no, it was something about him.
Oh, like the content of what you write about?
Yeah, but I'm trying to connect the dots. My head's a wild place.
Well, I find
Sorry.
I find it very
You take your
impressive.
time.
That, I find it pretty impressive that you have a, what do you say? You don't like filter out, I guess, what you want to write about or perform, because that's, I feel like, very important as a musician.
Yeah, I when I was out there, I just wrote music, and I came home with a breath of fresh air, and I was finally able to go. Okay.
Here we
So
go.
before I went there,
Buffering finished.
Yes, buffering finished. So before I went there with the intention of writing music, obviously, like I was just saying, complicatedly. But I was like, hey, like, I have stuff that I want to write about. I have shit going on in my mind right now. Like, I have struggles, like, internally right now. I know there's shit that I want to write that may not make you comfortable or may not be, like, you're, like, that might make you angry or upset or feel negative emotions or thoughts about me. And I'm like, I just want to, like, make, like, a treaty, kind of. Like, everything that I write is, like, off the table for you to get upset at. Like, and I know that sounds unfair. Like I can't make him not feel upset about it. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. But, like, we can't fight about it. Because, like, these are things that I talk to him about. Like, I'm not just, like, writing it out of the blue, you know? I'm just, like, it's my way of expressing myself. It's like, you can't get mad at... What?
It's your outlet.
Yeah, like, you can't get mad at me for shit that I say to my therapist. Why would you get mad at me for shit that I write on like, lyrics?
Yeah.
And that's, like, the downside, I guess, is that, like, I'm too afraid about hurting him.
Well, you say it's a downside, but it's not. Not to me, at least. Like, it's music. There shouldn't be any filter or anything like that. So that's how I'm, like, trying to be understanding on stuff like that, you know?
And that's why I love you.
Yeah, I mean, at least from an outsider's perspective, it seems like, just in theory, like in my head, it seems like something that'd be pretty healthy, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean...
What are you supposed to tell you? No, you can't think that or say that ever at all. Like, no, it's a terrible thing to do.
You don't say that. Yeah, no, that's definitely like really cool to be in a relationship where you could just tell him all of your thoughts.
Yeah,
Like-
so we have our super goods and our I guess somewhat as
One really tough thing about being like in a relationship and being in this project together, and I guess it's not necessarily the relationship aspect, because this could happen with like friends, like best friends starting anything together. It's really easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
Like that is one thing that's really tough, especially when you have like the connection that we have. It's just like it's like literally can go totally off the deep end and be like, all right, we're supposed to be practicing right now.
Yeah.
I get mad at him for that
Do you-
all the friggin' time.
Do you think the opposite happens also, where like your relationship might not progress, or like you might not be progressing because you're putting so much time into the music and not like
Honestly, we haven't had a lot of time for our music, and I'm trying to change that. That's why I used to work full time. Now I'm working part time because I want that time for my music. I was like, when I was away, I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I can't get to the point where I feel like I have to go away for a month to work on my music. If that's how it's gonna be, I'm not living correctly.
You should just be able to do it no matter
when and
you
where.
are, yeah.
Yeah. But
So you haven't really reached that problem. Hopefully you don't.
I don't think we will.
I feel like
personally,
it's
but-
more of a
'cause you-
collaborative thing.
Yeah, you kind of grow with it as a person as the music grows itself.
Yeah, like, and I know, like, the whole project is mostly me, you know, like, but you can't deny the amount of work he's putting in for me, you know, like, the amount he's still contributing, and he like, at right this point, he is as much a part of it as I am, even though, like, you could, like, focus and say, oh, Bella Montie, you know, it's me, but, you know, he's here, he's putting in the work, he's, like, putting his ass on the line, too. And, you know, that's what I appreciate about it. But another really, like, serious thing that, you know, like, my therapist brought up to me before we even did this, like, right after our band broke up. And I was like, I want to do a music duo with my boyfriend. And she's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And I was like, why not? She was like, because then you're not going to be able to do what you love if you guys break up. But, you know, like, that used to be, like, a big problem. Like, I don't like thinking about breaking up, obviously.
That's like the plan B thing again, you know? Like that's like
Oh yeah.
that's like just thinking that that's a possibility is like a bad thing. you
Yeah,
know? Or like
exactly.
living like that as a factor is like wrong. Like you shouldn't have that plan B that it might not work out because you might break up, you know?
Yeah, you just gotta do it. You just gotta live now, you know? But, like, you know, even though it's a possibility, like, we can't, like, if we're gonna break up, we're gonna break up. I can't let the music stop that, you know? But I feel
Plus,
like...
there's way better guitar players than me out there. You'll have no problem.
Oh my God, no. No, he underestimates himself. But, I feel like I've been working on myself musically a lot because, you know, I feel like he has most of the, yeah, like I said, he got the degree in audio production, you know, like I fucking suck at recording. But, you know, I got an iPad with GarageBand for iPad, which is like sucks compared to other stuff. But, you know, I'm working on my recording skills and stuff, you know, worst comes to worst. Like, I feel like we could both carry our own weight in that sense. But you gotta be able to carry yourself to do a collaborative thing, and that's what I've learned about music and about love and about friendship, you know. You can't rely on each other that hard. It's good to pick each other up and have your back, but you can't fall on top of someone.
Yeah, look at these guys.
But no, like, we're good. Yeah.
So you just talked a little bit about like something you mentioned was your like recording background and just doing it in GarageBand and stuff. I know, André, you have a lot more in-depth stuff than that. Do you want to talk a little bit about your schooling for audio and maybe your background musically a little bit? I know you've been playing all of the instruments for a while.
I started pretty young, to be fair, because my parents were into music. My brother's a musician. It's like I think I got a guitar when I was like 7. To be fair, that didn't last very long because I had like the attention span of a peanut. So I like put that down probably till I was like around 8th grade, and I picked up guitar again and playing drums and everything like that. But like my whole life, my brother kind of did the same thing. He went to vocational school and was Pro Tools certified and everything like that. And he had a whole recording studio in our basement and would record bands and stuff. And like that was his job. It's like he just had bands come to our house all the time. So that, like, I guess in the long run really left an impression on me. It's like I went to like right across the street from where Joe is. I went to like RBR, and at that high school, Red Bank Regional, it's not like just a generic high school. You pick a major almost like college, and you decide that major, and you take those classes as your electives for all 4 years. And I went for like pre-engineering, and I was going to be like a mechanical engineer and work on like cars and stuff like that, design cars and all that, until my senior year. And I was like, wow, this fucking sucks. I can't believe I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I can't imagine doing this. But thankfully, one class I took, as I had like an extra slot in my schedule, and I took a music production class for the hell of it. And like, that's all I needed. I was like, this is it. It's like, fuck engineering. I'm going to school for music. And that's what I did in college. And I went for Pro Tools and audio engineering, audio recording and everything like that. And kind of just graduated like this past, in May of 2020. So that was fun. But, it's like I take that and all like my music background. So it's kind of able to record myself at home, record really whatever I need to do.
I thought you were going to say the one class that you're going to bring up your tech theater background.
Yeah,
Stage
tech. Good old stage tech. Carl Grillo. Hell yeah.
What a legend. He was also my main teacher throughout high school, because I did film. That was my high school major, I guess. And he was the head of the program. So what a wholesome guy. He deserves so much more. If you're hearing this, Carl Grillo, you're a wholesome guy.
Come on the podcast.
Yeah, come on, Carl.
Might as well just shout out my man Bill Grillo.
Yeah, he had a Mr. Grillo too. He went to RFH. It's right down the road.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. Trust me, I'm not one of them.
So, just real quick, you said you got a guitar when you were 7.
Yeah.
When did the instruments, like what age each instrument, and like how long have you been playing? Because you play bass, drums, guitar.
Yeah, but you mentioned once that you played drum. You started playing drums before you played guitar.
Yeah, kind of. I had like a toy drum set, like really tiny, and I always had that. And my brother was mainly a drummer, and he would always teach me stuff growing up. But like my whole life, I always kind of focused in on guitar. But like around 8th grade or so, maybe a little bit earlier than that, my parents got me a full-size drum kit, and I like would play drums every single day and all that stuff until probably I guess when like my sophomore year in high school, because that's when those guys asked me to be in that band, but they needed a guitar player, and I played guitar too. I had a guitar. I got that for Christmas when I was older and didn't have like a stupid attention span anymore, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I focused more in on guitar, and that kind of led me to now. So I guess guitar, if you count when I was 7, that's going to be for 15 years now. But,
Yeah, but you weren't.
Like I said, I wasn't really serious about it. So it'd be 10 years, really. It's like since I started playing guitar. Drums, probably longer, I guess around like 11 or 12 years for drums. And bass kind of came with guitar, really. Same time, like maybe more in high school, I picked up a bass and I bought my first bass, which it's like, I hope Joe will agree with me. Playing bass made me a way better musician, like with everything else, and I thought that was pretty wild. So it's like I'm very thankful for actually like me making the wise decision to purchase a bass and start playing bass, because that really like whipped me into shape with everything else. And people shit on bassists all the time, but not the case.
I won't stand for it.
Yeah.
We are bass advocates on this podcast.
Any piano?
A little bit. When I stopped playing guitar when I started when I was 7, I probably took lessons for like a year or so. My mom put me in piano classes for a few months. I just wasn't into it at all.
Piano's hard.
didn't interest me too much. There's always been like keyboards in my house growing up, so I'd always mess around on there. I took a piano course in college, like that was a requirement for me because they needed me to really understand how to play piano. So it was just a basic beginner piano class, and that was cool. But I don't really consider myself a pianist.
Want to hear about my history with guitar?
I was about to say, do you
She's
like
a
have you
musician
play
too.
it all,
She is.
or
I have a great history with guitar. My
what's your
dad bought me
guitar?
a guitar when I was like 9 years old. You want to know what I did with it?
Her dad fucking shreds.
Oh
by
yeah,
the
my
way.
dad was born and raised in music. I'll go into that after, but
do
what?
it?
Just be closer to the mic.
But anyway, so I would put it on my floor. It's a dingy acoustic guitar, probably cost like $99. And I would take my cat Angel, and I would grab her paw and go like this on the guitar strings, and I'm like, Angel, you're playing the guitar.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
No,
I also had the
seriousness.
attention of a.
You play guitar, you play ukulele, you
Okay,
play
now I
piano.
do. Now I do. Okay, so I got back into the guitar, obviously, but at first I put it on the floor and rubbed my cat's paws across them. So
That's how she started.
that's how I started. Yeah.
That's how we all start.
But
Anyone who says different's lying.
so yeah, I play guitar now. I play ukulele. I actually improved a bunch on the piano when I was away because André here got me a piano chord chart, and
We won't say from where.
Damn it. Even that.
And even that.
and
You didn't say it.
You're
Who
just
cares?
dropping hints for my firing. Beep. Beep. Oh.
I can't do
Too
that.
far.
From the
Beep.
Sam Ash. We work at
Save
Sam
time
Ash.
later.
We all work
Just
at Sam
do it
Ash.
now.
throw them under the bus.
But anyway, it helped a bunch because ever since I was in like 8th grade, I got my like first like $500 shit piano. Apparently, I think it's pretty good. Andre
What is
says
it?
it's
For
shit.
William.
Oh no. That was the one name you should have not said.
No, he literally said that those things last like not even a year, but mine has lasted up until now.
She's got a good one.
I
one of the
got
best.
I got the good one in the bunch.
The best of any of them.
But anyway, so at first I was learning piano just by looking up those YouTube videos with like the piano.
Oh, synesthesia?
Yeah.
Piano
And but
roll.
now once I learned like the chords and shit, I could look up just the chords to the song and just play it. And I'm like,
Theory.
Like this is how it's supposed to be. You know, I shouldn't have to look at someone else playing piano, but you know, like I felt like a fake piano player, a pianist. But no, I'm better at guitar. I have a lot of trouble because my fingers and hands are short and stubby and small. Unfortunately, I do
So
not
am
have
I.
piano fingers.
okay.
You're a male. A male.
He said that
Masculine.
Ah, man.
But
Stop trying to mansplain, Joe.
I'm just saying, like, I
I
feel
got
like,
small hands too.
yeah, no, I was,
You don't see me complaining.
no, I was saying it's what do you call it? It's not that bad. You can make it work. I don't know.
I got a lot of features from my dad, including my musical talent. Because my dad, I mean, both my parents grew up in Jersey, had a wildly
Bro,
different
her
life than I
dad's
did.
Got
But-
crazy musical background.
Yeah.
Bring him on the podcast.
We should, because he's opened up for like Metallica, Pantera, and all these other like crazy
What?
bands. But before they
Deadass.
were big, like
Before
in all
they
these
were famous,
tiny
yeah.
clubs up in North Jersey, man.
Did I tell you
Badass.
about the guy that I met who was like best friends with Metallica?
Bring him on the podcast.
I'm
That's
trying
like the
to.
catchphrase. Like bring
I'm
him on
trying
the
to.
podcast.
I'm trying to.
No, our catchphrase is "Come defend yourself" on the podcast. To talk shit, hopefully to piss
defend
people
yourself.
off, so they can come on and fight us.
Yeah, but my dad, he probably would be famous today if, you know, his band just didn't fall apart.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
The dumb dog.
Copyright. But so he was mad good. He's a guitar player. My uncle actually, my uncle Michael played
Bass.
bass.
The bass.
Yeah, he played bass with my dad in their band. And then they did a bunch of covers. I think they did did some originals.
They had 2 bands together, an original. And why do I know this? Why? An
I'm sorry.
original band, and then they had a cover band. And
He played
WoW
too.
Band. Yeah, her dad.
played WoW,
crazy
too.
WoW player.
He knew more
That
than
one
you when
night,
you were
yeah.
playing. I remember that.
Wait, when did you guys talk about this? How do you know about my dad?
When that one night I was playing WoW with them, your dad like come up behind me and they heard him talking about it, and you guys were all like, "Yo, who the fuck is that?" I was like, "Oh, that's Bill."
Yeah, that is my dad.
He's like one of the OG WoW players.
He's like, oh, this is classic? And you're like, well, yeah, I guess. Me and John are like, what?
Dad, you're famous if you're listening to this. I mean, you are going to listen to this because I'm going to make you listen to it. But anyway, so that's where I got my musical standpoint from, and I love my dad to the moon and back for that. And he may have given me chubby fingers, but he also he gave me this musical talent.
So did you take any like lessons, or were you ever taught by anyone, or was it pretty much self, like YouTube kind of stuff?
She took lessons at a very important place that we both know.
Oh,
So,
shit.
I don't know. You can't say it, but you can say.
Tell me about lessons.
Okay, so
Ask me about lessons.
God damn.
what is that?
It's my chair. You like it? I can't help it.
So I grew up in elementary conjoined middle school thing, and we had a great choir program and drama program, and so I was always like a soprano. I don't mean to be egotistical. I mean, I was like 11 years old.
I was the best.
It was me. I'm not gonna.
They were all bitches and they sucked.
Don't name
I
names.
mean-
You took choir. You took some lessons at a really nice place.
I'll name their first names because you don't know who they are. It was like me, this girl Madison, and this girl Amy, and we were like the top sopranos. Okay, I mean, actually, I don't think that one of them was soprano. I don't know, but we were like at the top of the choir. Okay, even though I never got a solo. So,
But whatever.
all I have to say
I'm
is,
fine.
Miss Lou.
Fuck you, Miss Lou.
Thank you, Andre.
But yeah, so I was in drama after that. I did choir a lot, but remember, it wasn't serious. It was a friggin' in elementary school. So then I did drama club in middle school. My first like actual solo part that I had was when we did Shrek the Musical, and I was the dragon.
Yeah.
I had this like kick-ass like rock solo.
In high school?
Yeah, the dragon sings.
no,
You
not
didn't know
no.
that?
It was in middle school.
Oh, I was about to
actually.
say.
Shrek Jr.
Don't remember her.
No, I
Gotcha,
actually
Shrek.
I didn't do drama in high school.
It's like I would have heard about that from the basics.
Yeah, so when I was a freshman, I was actually at Communications High School in Wall, and I didn't do drama there because I was depressed. Those are the cold hard facts. And then I transferred to RBR, and I didn't do drama there because I felt at that point I wasn't good enough to be in a high school drama club.
To be fair, the drama kids at RBR were
Not a crowd that I would want to be
clicked
in.
out, man. Super clicky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
that at every
RBR
school.
fucking sucked. Sorry, it had to be
RBR was
said.
not cool.
The people there sucked. Yes. Okay. Moving on. So anyway,
You took
after
lessons. You took lessons. At
yes.
a great place.
yes. So my 8th grade year,
I
like
feel like if we... Never mind. Keep
Sorry,
going.
but
Sorry.
continue.
okay, so my 8th grade year, it was the same year that I did Shrek, I believe. And there was the first like talent show of the entire friggin' school, like the first talent show ever between the elementary and middle school. And I was like, shit, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm a singer, I sing. And, that was back when I was like, I didn't know the competition. But, so I went to singing lessons because I don't actually know how that became about. I think I was just like, Mom, take me to singing lessons. Oh, shit! I forgot about the weird, obscure singing lessons.
Oh, with the Chinese food?
Yes!
Yeah,
with the
Chinese
Chinese food! Okay.
What is this about?
So, like 7th grade, I think, my mom, I was just looking on the internet because I surfed through YouTube to get jealous and see all the other talented kids who sang. And I was like, Mom, I need to take singing lessons if I want to do this in life. And so she found this place. It was like really far, and I have no idea where it was. But like we would go like every weekend, and we would get like a pint of pork fried rice with egg in it on the way there. So it was the Chinese food lessons.
Really good warm-up food. I don't know if you guys have had that before a show, but...
And my mom, me and my mom would belt Evanescence in the car down there too. And
It's a good band.
yeah, Amy Lee, love her. Yeah, so I took those singing lessons. That didn't last really long, I don't think. They weren't really helping. It was just like practicing for choir almost. Like they gave us like the sheet music and shit, and it was like, okay, practice this. We'll come back and sing it together next time. So that shit did nothing for me, honestly. It just made me insecure because there were a lot of other people there. And then the next year, my mom brought me to where I got my singing lessons. I got like an hour a week with this really awesome instructor, Joey B. And he taught me a lot about like form and breathing and all that jazz. Like he taught me about the diaphragm, like the different voices, your head voice, like runs,
Technique.
yeah, just a bunch of technique. And, you know, I could blow that shit out of the water now, but at the time I was like, what? But, yeah, so I actually learned a lot from that. And those are the lessons that I did take. I stopped because I got into high school at that point. So I was probably about 14 years old when I stopped. I started when I was 13, so it didn't last for long, but I did learn a lot in the time that I was there. And about the talent show, he helped me prepare for that. I sang, What's This from The Nightmare Before Christmas, but
That's sick.
I covered the cover by Flyleaf, who covered that song.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, it was really cool. I actually won the audience choice for that,
Really?
which is the only one that mattered.
Yeah, like
The only other awards were the awards for like the tiny people who sucked, but they were like, here's an award for
I don't think
participation.
that's what we call them. What? Tiny people?
I don't know, the kids that were younger than 8th grade, like in elementary school.
Oh, like the microhumans. Oh, no.
Yes,
like little children things. I think they call them kids, right?
Yeah.
Toddlers.
I mean, I was also a kid.
isn't children a word that they used to?
Well, they're all children if they're...
Yeah, I was a child.
I don't even think that's the right word to use.
I was a children.
Younglings.
The lower classmen.
The spawns.
the younglings.
I think
But
they
then
call them the spawns.
Then I stopped in high school. I just stopped. But then, okay. But then I joined Silence Unbound.
Yeah, that was our band's name. We didn't do that yet. Silence Unbound. I still get notifications on Facebook that someone followed us, but I'm never sure why.
And then I'm like, I still look at those videos. Like, you know, I did a lot in that band. Like, my range, like, expanded a shit ton because I was belting stuff that I never used to belt before. I was like figuring out things with my voice and like technique and throat muscles, and I look at videos now and I'm like, I could probably do way better than that now. Like even in the span of like, what is it? When was our farewell? It's been 3 years.
It's been a while.
I just like, by singing these songs that I sing now, like with these artists that have these phenomenal ranges, like it's just like crazy. Like I haven't even been to singing lessons since then, although I really want to go back. You know, part of the reason I went full time was to do that, but then like COVID hit and I realized that the singing lessons were online, and I was like, I don't want to bother with that because a lot of my old singing lessons were very like physical, you know, like I just had to feel like singing from my diaphragm and like have the instructor okay that what I was doing was okay, you know, like a lot of it's physical. And also like over the camera I have like, I don't know, like I feel like it's not gonna like be as productive as in person. But anyway, he was an amazing boyfriend and he got me like what was it?
I got you-
Half
I
an
got
hour,
you
a
lessons.
month of half-an-hour lessons, of singing lessons, and
Christmas.
Buy
Very-
3 get 1 free.
Buy 3 get 1 free.
I'm very excited
You
to
guys are
start
giving me
this.
like heart palpitations. I swear.
What is that? What?
Buy 3 get 1 free.
Oh.
So
Shout out to Joe.
Yo, ask me about lessons, Joe.
Yeah, but I'm excited to start those. So that is my lessons history. It's not as severe as other people. But you know, there are still musical artists that are taking lessons now, you know? Like famous musical artists, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I know
I would
that
hope.
the
Always
Chili
learn.
Peppers didn't like learn music theory until like after By the Way or something like that. They went through like more than half of their career
Makes
without like
sense. That guy sings 3 notes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on theory, but
Whoa.
What?
Relax.
The
You like-
Don't
really
talk
like
about
the-
my father like
You
that.
like the Chili
Anthony
Peppers?
Kiedis.
Don't talk about my
I just-
parents like that.
Look, I really dug them at one time, but I just can't get into them as much anymore. There you go.
That's Anthony Kiedis.
You say Cadus?
No, that's
Yep.
You say
Weezer.
Cadus?
oh yeah, that
Anthony
is
Kiedis.
Weezer.
That's Cadus.
I don't know.
I think it's Cadus.
So an interesting question popped into my head last night.
Simple.
Do I want to be a YouTuber? Yes, I do.
That's an
That was
incredible-
exactly what it was.
Precisely
I would love
what
to
it
be a
was.
YouTuber.
If you had a
My
camera, you are. I mean.
my buddy Moke and I were talking about Whiplash, the movie Whiplash, and
God.
we it popped into my head because I was talking about it from like a musician standpoint. He's a filmmaker who's talking about it as a filmmaker standpoint, but I always hated the depiction of practice in a lot of like how musicians practice in just movies, media, anything at all. So what are you guys' practice routines like? How do you practice?
Before?
What's that? What
No,
is
I
You're
have
the
such-
second person who said that to me.
I have
No,
a
that you keep saying it. It starts with a P. What?
I was literally thinking about that movie yesterday.
The
that I
movie
wanna
gives me
watch.
anxiety. Gives me straight up anxiety.
I have problems with practice.
what
You know,
about
I appreciate the organized, kind of very not
Yeah.
very consistent practices
Bring it-
that we had because of a certain someone.
Well,
But-
can't go there.
Yeah, we can't go there. But in Silence
the
Unbound, we
bridges.
did have semi-consistent practices.
At least once a week. That was the good part about being a full band. It was kinda
Exactly.
easier. Right
We-
now, it's too lax.
It is too lax, you know.
It's
but
feel
like,
practicing tonight. Not really.
But my question was geared more towards like singular practice. Like, how do you practice? How do you keep? You know, practicing like as a singer? And Andre, what's your practice like as a guitar player and whatnot? And also how you two practice as a band.
yeah. I mean, I pretty much practice all the time. There's never a time where you won't catch me singing. But I mean, there's a difference between like singing in the shower, singing in the house, singing in my car, and actually like practicing. Like I don't like to practice like full-heartedly when there's someone doing something in the house. Like if I'm home alone, I'll like belt shit out and like work on riffs and runs and shit. But, you know, I don't want to be fucking annoying because, you know, I just explained this to André the other day. I was like, you can practice at whatever volume you would like and still play the same. I cannot belt in a low voice. When you belt, it's really fucking loud and you can't control that.
It's interesting. I never thought about that.
And that's why it sucks. Like, it's so much harder to practice as a singer because you have to worry about everyone else around you. When you fucking play guitar, you could plug in your headphones.
Yeah, headphones.
I could play at 3 a.m. if I wanted to.
Exactly.
She can't start belting fucking Evanescence at 2 a.m.
Oh, Evanescence. I about fucking Ozzy. Anyway, so the other day, my dad's girlfriend was over and she works as a nurse, so she has to wake up at like 5 in the morning for work. They go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night. He comes home at 9:30 because that's when he gets off of work. And then he's like, all right, we gonna practice? And I'm like, shit, can't do that now because they're sleeping and I can't fucking play that low. So It's hard, but I get it done, you know? Like, I work my vocal cords whenever I sing, which is always, like, no matter what it is, in the shower, in the car, are my favorite places to do that. Because in the shower, I feel like I don't care about people as much. In the car, I just do it anyway, although it sucks because, when I'm focusing on singing, I focus less on the road.
Oh no.
Danger,
not
danger,
really tough.
danger.
What about you, Andre? What's your practice routine?
So normally,
Bang riffs at work.
yeah, fucking dope ass riffs. No, normally it would be I just kind of learn a new song, you know, and I try to make it a little bit harder than the last one. And overall, that definitely like helps me improve. But like when it comes to like actual practice routines, I've never had one, and it's tough because like the new songs I learn, that's metal, so it definitely doesn't help me here. Like more recently, I've been like trying to force myself to sit down with my guitar and like try to do and learn and play different things that I normally wouldn't if it were a metal band. Like for example, it's like I'm trying to like learn new chords and stuff like that, so it's not like a bar chord or a power chord or something that I would do when I'm playing metal songs, like different chord shapes and stuff that I want to incorporate into the music that we could potentially write in the future. So like more recently I've been trying to get more into that to help with the writing process, but like overall, like I don't have a practice routine to like to maintain what I have or get better. It's just kind of go with the flow and like try my best with whatever I'm doing.
Jazz will set you free.
Jazz will set me free. Teach me jazz and you won't be disappointed.
If you want new chords to incorporate, look at jazz chords.
Jazz chords.
Say it to
You
everyone
like
I meet.
jazz?
I actually have something to say about that. So like I sometimes like I'll get on him about it. Like I'll be like, all right, let's practice, and he still struggles. Like he still needs the music, but like, you know, that's okay. You know, I don't have a problem with that because it's also like a mental thing too. Like you have to feel good to practice, and like, he works 24/7. He struggles sometimes like with finding inspiration and the happiness to just sit down and play guitar like he used to.
It's very tough. I rarely play guitar at home anymore.
Yeah, so
Tired.
but he cares about our shit enough to practice this stuff at work too. Like obviously.
Stop it. Stop that. You can't say it anymore. Bad.
I have to beep it out every time.
Yeah.
Beep. Make that one easy.
You really have to?
Yeah.
Is that a rule?
We have to cover our asses, just in case.
And even if they did listen to it, I feel like contextually, it would be figured out.
Nah, but
Stop it. Stop that. You
my
can't say
God,
it anymore.
no.
Bad.
You're just making more work for me.
Yeah, no, stop it.
Anyway, Andre,
Yes.
did you have any lesson background? Tell me about lessons.
Other than what I said before, like when I was younger, like 7 years old, I took guitar lessons, some piano lessons, piano class in college. My brother, being a musician, has taught me a few things along the way, but everything I have is mostly self-taught.
Hell
so-
yeah.
and I think what'd you say, Jack?
I said hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think Eric brought it on. Eric brought it up in like the very first episode of the podcast, and I think Joe mentioned it too. But do you feel that being in a work environment where you're constantly surrounded around music and
Is
people playing
extremely
guitar?
bad for playing guitar at home.
Yeah. It's like you get
Personally,
home and you're so.
I want nothing to do with the
music.
thousands of dollars sitting in my corner, and I just want to sit down and do nothing.
Lucky he has me for that.
Yeah, she pushes me to
Ear
not
fatigue.
sit down. Exactly. It's fatigue, music fatigue in general. It's tough. At first, it was awesome. I wanted nothing more than just like playing guitar when I get home. But it's like the longer it went on, it's just the more like bad it was for me. So it's really something that you have to fight every single day. It's just like, all right, I have to play guitar. I have to like get better. I have to like get better for myself. I have to write music. And like overall, it's just something that's like tough just because I'm so exhausted when I get home from music and guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's different from what other people have said, but
No, that's pretty much
lines
exactly
up.
it.
Yeah.
Pretty
Do you
much
think
it.
that working somewhere where there's not music would change that? Or is just work in general the draining thing?
That's actually a very good point. Work in general is definitely draining, but being within that environment that we are in, I feel doesn't help. Like, it makes it even worse. So yeah, work in general is going to be draining. I probably would be tired if I worked somewhere else and not really been in the mood. But like, I feel like if I worked somewhere else, I wouldn't be in the mindset where it said I want nothing to do with it. It's like I would still like I would be into it. I'd be like, yeah, let's play guitar tonight. No, sometimes when I get home, I'm like, I do not want anything to do with my guitars right now.
I don't want to look at another guitar.
I don't even want to look at you.
You know, there are at least I've noticed at work there are some instances where somebody will come in and you'll like see a musician like pick up a guitar or get behind a piano or a kit, and it's so ridiculously impressive that at least it's given me motivation to practice more.
That is also a good point.
That gives you motivation. God.
Yeah, I mean,
The maestro.
It pumps you up when you see someone who's crazy good. I don't know.
That dude who plays piano in there sometimes, little Asian dude. Filipino dude. I think he's Filipino.
I think it happened like while you were out for a few weeks.
The Rones.
But a kid came into the store and he had to have been like 8 or 9.
Little redheaded kid.
No, I don't think so. He was like 8 or 9. He picks up a bass, and I didn't see him. I had my back turned, and all of a sudden, I just heard Victor Wooten start being played, and it was like the most flawless thing. I looked
That's
behind
depressing to me when little kids do that.
That inspired me. I was like, this kid is literally like half my age, and he's ripping on Victor Wooten like it's nothing.
How does that inspire you?
Because I was just like, I gotta go home and practice now. There's no way
I find it crazy.
No
I find it crazy impressive, yet also depressing.
Exactly. If I heard that, I'd be like, all right, I should just quit now.
That's one of my struggles with like Armin teaching me.
Oh,
being
God.
around Armin playing piano is like
Armin's
half of it's like just fucking insanely inspirational, and then the other half is like,
Honestly,
how am I ever gonna get there? And then
Honestly-
it's like, no, he just put in the time, I could do it.
when we
Exactly.
start like producing music and stuff, it's like I'm totally hitting Armin up, and I want him to like do some piano tracks for sure.
But like I find it's inspiring because it's like I'm 21, this kid's 8. There's no reason why I can't do it.
Right.
Like
Definitely.
That's the disorder in me.
Yeah,
It's the disorder for me.
there was like a little kid like ripping like Goat by Polyphia, and I was like, what?
God.
Yeah, some people are insane.
Is there anything else you wanted to bring up, Jack?
I think we talked about mostly everything.
That's
I wanted
it?
to talk
That's
about.
all you have? Give me more juice.
What
Juice.
What would you like to talk
She
about?
needs juice,
You
Jack.
need juice. All right.
Jack the Juice Man.
We talked a lot about the past.
Yeah, let's talk about the future.
exactly.
What are we
Okay.
doing?
Yeah,
Why are we
what
here?
are you doing?
Why the fuck are we
Why
here?
the fuck are you in this room right now?
Because we want to write music. We're going to record music. When we can play live, we're going to play live. Very few and far between right now.
I'm gonna be a superstar.
I'm going to be a singer.
So what's the future look like for you two as
Be
a band
on
now?
the lookout for music coming soon because we're debuting our first original song today.
Really?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about
First
that
time
yet.
we're
So
ever
we're-
gonna play it.
it's a stripped down version. It's going to be like an acoustic version, but you'll get to hear that soon. And be on lookout, probably like a little EP coming soon. Well, not a stripped down version. It's going to be like a full production, everything like that. But you can talk more about that. I can
many
see you staring
songs?
at me.
How many songs?
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
At
we're
least one.
still
At least
least
one.
one. Yes, at least one song. I'd like to say at least 2, but yeah, it's still in the works. Hopefully,
Writing process.
Yeah, it's a process. Coming up with a theme. I kind of wanna, I don't know, like a concept for my work. Like I want it to encompass all parts of me. Like maybe I'll have the EP and I'll have like a kind of different setting of each one, like a different emotion evoked. Like I want like sad like ballad or whatever. It's not ballad, but just a sad song. It's probably
No,
gonna
do a
be-
ballad. Ballads are sick.
Probably gonna be this one. This is probably gonna be the sad song, honestly.
Get ready to fucking bawl your eyes out.
And then, I just want to build it up, make it more like, I don't know, more sing-alongable, more dancing, more happy. I'm tired of writing depressing shit, It's the easiest thing to write, but I don't want to write the easiest shit. But yeah, so we're gonna release that and then go from there.
Is there any expected like time of release, or is it too early to put that on yourselves?
I'd like to say
Too
by the
early?
end of the year, but that's
Yeah,
a
definitely.
very soft statement.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
As far as playing stuff live, because
Oh, I'm ready. We have all our covers that are done. We're working on.
Yeah, we have tons of covers that we're playing.
Now,
We've
so-
solidified this original, obviously.
is it gonna be like this live kind of stripped down thing that you're doing now, or will there be, say, other people filling in a band, or you
I
you
feel we have
moving it
very-
all live? That'd be cool.
We have
For
very different views
starters-
on that.
For starters, it's just gonna be an acoustic set
Yeah.
until I could build up the originals, and then I'd like to play it like the Stone Pony again, and I'd like to have like a backing track. Because just to have it like there, and I don't know what's gonna be in the production for the music, like the style of music. It's not gonna be. I feel like it's not gonna be something that could be played by an entire band, like synthesized or not.
And I disagree.
Oh, there's always a way to make it work. Yes,
I just love the dynamic of a full band, and especially with like the stuff that we want to write, I think it would actually sound pretty good. But at the end of the day, there are some plus and minuses to having a full band. Obviously, so far with just us two, it has been pretty cool because we can kind of decide a lot. It's not like we're trying to get 5 people over to practice. It's just like we're together all the time. We can practice whenever we want.
right.
And like nowadays, like even technology, you can have a sick loop behind you and everything.
Yeah.
I'll be playing guitar, doing whatever I need to do. She'll be singing, and it'll still sound awesome on stage. So really, once we get down to it and have everything written out, I think that's when we'll kind of decide what we're gonna be doing live besides the acoustic duo.
Yeah. Besides that, I'm roaring and ready to go on the acoustic stuff.
Yeah, that's all set to go. We just need
COVID to
COVID,
stop.
yeah. So I got like a little Bose S1 speaker that's battery powered and stuff. We could Yep, haven't even
Had the
used
chance
it.
to use it.
Play outside, walk down the street with it and play and stuff if we want to, but just need the opportunity.
The little square guy, or
No, the Bose
red?
S1 Pro, the little
Okay,
boy. Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. Where'd you get that?
I bought it
that
straight
question.
from Bose, actually.
So, real quick, just because it popped in my head, when we were talking about influences before, we mentioned a lot of very famous bands and artists and stuff. But what are your guys' outlook on the indie scene and the local scene of music? Are you involved with it in any way?
Well, they didn't listen to the new Skinny Dickies track yet.
I'm sorry.
I would definitely want to get involved in it. I just think, we're new now. Again, we're reinventing ourselves. Like, everyone's long forgotten about Silence of Bound. No one's heard of Bella
Wasn't
Montie
even
yet.
memorable to begin with.
I think we were pretty okay. I mean, we had a headline show.
We did.
Headline.
Where was that?
At the Pony. It was a Sunday showcase, so it's tough to call it a headline, but I like to say we closed out the show because they gave us an hour-long set at the end of the night
We
for
were
a Sunday
on the
showcase.
head of the poster. It was a headline show.
Okay. But what I think is pretty sick is that was actually Baron Praxis' first show also. And they made the show so much fucking fun. I always remember those guys for it because they were right in the front row singing along and dancing and shit with everything we were playing.
Shout out to Baron
Praxis. Always remember you guys for that because that like made my night. That was like one of my favorite shows.
You guys will hear them on the podcast soon.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Gotta put it in the books, but it's
All right.
happening.
Yeah, I want to get involved in the music scene, in the local. I know, like, there was an artist, the Gaslight Anthem, they're from Red Bank. They made it okay, like far. I think I don't know
Yeah,
much
they're
about
pretty
them.
fucking popular.
Yeah, I don't know much about them except we cover their
Popular
song.
enough to play constantly all day at work.
Interesting. But yeah, I want to collaborate with some people hopefully in the future. Just
Definitely.
share platforms.
It's definitely my biggest regret in the past with our past stuff, that not really getting involved much with the local scene.
Yeah.
Now I'm a little bit more involved by knowing a lot more musicians through like work and friends and everything like that. But once we get more stuff under our belt when it comes to playing live and actual originals and stuff like that, I definitely, with her, I want to be super involved with it and do collaborations and everything, because I think that's
Well,
it's
if
really
you're
fun when you do
literally-
that.
If you're looking for good people, just scroll back through the podcast playlist.
Yeah.
Or
Just-
just look at
just
the
look at-
story every day, you know, like
Yeah.
and check out the people that are on it. That's a call out for everyone.
It's
that-
hard though
anyone.
because
Oh yeah, it's a
There's-
lot. I
there's
put a lot of
not-
shit on there.
not you, but like just in the local scene in general, there's a lot of rock and high school bands, and then there's not a lot of solo artists or people who do like pop. I feel like or like more mainstream shit.
Yeah, but I feel like you'd also be surprised.
Yeah, I mean that's how
Surprise me.
Yeah,
that's how we
I
started
will.
the podcast, so we can show, put a spotlight on those people for that
Everyone.
reason.
I like the
Literally.
Instagram stories a lot. My favorite was probably like last week or something, where it's just like, yo, get ready for a live stream in a little bit. And then the live stream never happened. And
Dude,
then
that was
the next
that was
morning.
New
There's
Year's.
just a picture of Jack face down on the fucking floor on the story. I was like, I guess that's why it didn't happen.
It was me. I wasn't face down. I was face up.
Oh, sorry.
To be fair,
Face up and then
and it was literally just out cold at like 3 a.m. just on the ground because I decided to consume alcohol for the first time in a long time on New Year's Eve. And I was like, live stream tonight. And then I woke up
Get
in the
ready
morning and
for
I was
it.
like, did I live stream?
No, you
Like,
did
no,
not.
it didn't happen. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, we
Well-
got it ready, though.
Just know, like, a collaboration is just a DM away.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can do
It's
that.
super easy.
Literally,
nowadays,
it's
too.
crazy. The people that I, like, reach out to come on the podcast that I'm, like, not thinking would be interested or anything like that. And they're like, yeah, dude, I want to be a part of it.
I find that
Wow.
pretty impressive with you, because you have definitely a way with people when it just comes to talk to them. It's like
Yeah.
everyone just wants to be your friend.
That's why
It's
he's
like
in
you can-
charge of the social media.
Yeah, man. Like even at work, you just like meet these people, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I just booked them on the podcast. I met them like 5 minutes ago, but we're like best friends now.
I mean, this is a good business because, especially your focus on local bands, because everyone wants a voice, everyone wants to be heard, and you're just helping that.
Hell yeah. That was the goal.
Yeah, but I'll be down for a collab in the future. Right now, I mean, I'm mainly focusing on forming my platform and forming myself.
Before we collab, we need to just have something
We
of our own to
need
begin with.
Yeah, true.
To
Very true.
solidify.
That's something that I find myself struggling with is, like, people see me doing music that are musicians and, like me as a person and I'm friends with, and they're like, oh, I want to do something. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do something. And then, like, we come to do something and it's like, oh, wait, I don't know anything yet. Like, I can't do anything yet.
You just
Like,
gotta,
oh, shit.
you just gotta fake it, dude.
Yeah, that's what I do, but still, it's like a lot. Like, I need to find myself as a musician before I work with other people, so that really resonates with me.
Yeah, really. I mean, I know we're new. I'm new. But you know, we'll get out there once I get my shit together. We record some shit, release some stuff. Yeah. So I mean, in the meantime, you could just follow my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter.
And
Which
just
is-
re-listen
Actually,
to the podcast over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah,
and,
exactly,
like,
listen to
memorize
this.
everything she said.
Every word, every
Every
single
single
word.
word.
Good
Your
luck.
social media handles, whatever.
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Okay, so it's
Thank you.
weird because
Yeah, I'm using that forever now.
yeah,
Sample
just
that.
take his voice clip.
Eric, add time.
It's just Bella.Montie with an IE in Monty, so Bella.Montie. And then I think my Twitter is weird because they have like a cap. Oh shit, I lied. It's
You
Bella
don't
Montie
know
Music.
I was gonna say. you
No,
don't
the
know your
Twitter was the
handle?
weird one. The Twitter was the weird one. I think it's Bella.Montie because they have a cap on their username.
Oh, I see. Andre, What about yourself? Do you have any other social media handles?
No,
You want
I
to plug
don't.
your band?
My current band that I'm in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If no, we're not here for that one. I'm not gonna do that to Bella. That's not cool. But I'm in another band. But well, that's it. I'm in a metal band.
And I might be releasing a TikTok because someone that is new in my life just said, hey, you should make a TikTok for your singing, because this girl was bullshitting and made like a fake track, and this like really cool producer music guy went on and actually made like a whole ass backing track for this girl.
Damn.
And it blew up. And I was like, yeah, but there's way too many people on TikTok now. She's like, you never know. And I have like 200,000 followers right now. And I was like, it's definitely your bright blue hair. And I was like, she was like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna go on TikTok and I'm gonna make this video, and it's gonna be like exactly what I just told you. And I'm gonna be like, okay, so you could only get attention on TikTok if you're skinny, pretty, and tan, or if you have crazy ass hair. So I'm gonna dye my hair bright orange, hop on, share my content with you guys, and let's do this.
I said
And see
earlier.
what the fuck happens.
Fucking A.
What did I say when you did the Eminem thing?
I don't know.
I literally was walking down the stairs. I was like, TikTok.
Oh.
Do it on TikTok.
Yeah, it'll
Like,
get
make
a
a
lot of
TikTok.
reception.
Do it there.
Deuce.
That's like my advice to everyone is like make it. I don't know why I don't.
It's like
I haven't. I'm a stupid idiot head.
it's the newest form of social media. I'm not on TikTok. I will say that right up front. But I do see it's blowing up like crazy to the point where it's hard to keep up with. But since it's so new, it's so like oversaturated with content right now. Mm-hmm. I feel like hopefully in like a year or two, it'll kind of calm down a little bit, but still be like a really good place to.
Gotta do it now.
No, yeah, I think like the.
No, definitely get in now. I'm not saying not to
yeah.
be in now, but in a year or two, it'll like calm down a little bit and be like a really sick place to have like find cool content and stuff.
The way I think about it now is I'm on a platform at the very like beginning or like first 25% of it, and TikTok is the train next to me, and I'm like running along with it because I'm not on the train yet,
Right.
And I'm like looking at it like I should jump on it, and then like we're just getting to the end of the platform and I'm still like running at the wall.
Yeah, I had TikTok when it was Musical.ly,
Yeah.
and I found out that it changed into TikTok when I was drunk, and I was very confused. I went on the app store I went on the app store to show my cousin my old Musical.lys, because for some reason I was impressed with them when I was intoxicated, and I got really a lot of anxiety because I couldn't find it,
Kept
and I thought
typing
they
in
deleted
Musical.ly,
it.
and TikTok kept coming up. She's like, "Where is it?"
Yeah, I know.
it.
And then I was like,
Down.
oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. But I guess TikTok makes more sense. It flows better than Musical.ly.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to do that.
So, do you have a handle on TikTok yet, or you haven't even?
I
created
do.
it?
I do because,
is
like I
that?
said, I've had it. But
So that
it's not
people
a
can
music
follow it
handle
in
yet.
between- Oh, okay.
It's
It's
personal.
just my
Okay,
personal
maybe
one,
not.
but I am gonna delete okay. So I was gonna delete the stuff that I had, but then this person who encouraged me to do it, she was like, "Oh, don't do that because the TikTok algorithm is like messed up." And she was like, "If you're gonna like start over, just make it all private." So I'm just gonna make all my BS private now, and then just start over with the video that I said I was just gonna do. Dye my hair bright orange and
Hope for the best.
go with the flow. Hope that the TikTok algorithm chooses me.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully you are bestowed with the honor of TikTok.
Thank you.
The TikTok gods.
You wanna do some?
I was about to say.
Do you want to?
Did we
See this
Joe? Did you have
song?
anything else?
No, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. You plug Bella Montie music, obviously on Instagram, correct? Did I fuck it up?
Yes. It's Bella Montie Music with an IE on Instagram.
Okay.
MONTIE.
Awesome.
And the Twitter is Bella_Montie.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
So now we got a little something, a little surprise. Or not
Yeah.
so much surprise because
Not
we
anymore.
talked
I
about
already,
it.
I already said it.
A little sweet zesty treat.
Yeah, we're gonna debut our first original song.
Yeah.
Please support. This is literally my life now. I dropped out of college for this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go follow.
That is your initiative. Don't make me regret dropping out of college.
You can literally make or ruin her life, guys. Come on. It's in your hands.
If you want to support,
Don't be dicks.
If you want to support local artists, support Bella and Andre. Please.
Thanks, Joe.
And local acts only.
Yeah, these guys are kind
Oh,
of cool.
great. Thanks for that shameless self plug. That's it. If they heard you say that, they're already listening, Jack.
And that's a wrap. Ow. I could go for a buffalo chicken ranch wrap.
Whoa. That's a wrap on
Ow, my butt. That thing hurts my butt.
This chair is.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Joe.
You were listening to Local Acts Only. This is now Bella Montie Music.
Please enjoy.
We're live.
We're live, all right. I'm rolling tape. He's rolling tape.
I'll do a
Clap. Does he have to get in front of that?
What's up?
Does he have to get in front of that?
Yeah.
Alright, so make sure you're clapping in front of that and lyrics, right?
Wicked.
Alright.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Joe.
You were listening to Local Acts Only. This is now Bella Montie Music.
Please enjoy.
Hour ago we were fine. Now there's sorrow in my eyes. Face flushed from anger and hurt by disguise. Words hiding and I can see you're leaving me. You're leaving me and you tell me. Don't be scared. You know I'm right there. Won't part with you. Won't leave you here, I swear. Tell me you love me. You know I can't take it. I'm trying to fake it, but I'm about to break. I'm about to break. Love me today and love me tomorrow. You say you can't shake it, and I can't make you stay. I can't make you stay away. I'm sorry that I can't help these feelings inside me, but I've had some help from then until now. Arms around me and I can see you're here with me. You're here with me and you tell me. I do? How are you here in my life? Too many walk away. I thought you'd never stay. You're here with me now. I know. Tell me you love me. No, I can't take it. I'm trying to fake it, but I'm about to break. I'm about to break. Love me today, love me tomorrow. You say you can't. You say you can't shake it, and I can't make you stay. I can't make you stay away.
Yo! That was fucking sick.